Welcome, Virgo, to your October 2020 reading. If you are new to my channel, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So just click the subscribe button if you've got a question about this particular reading, or if there's something that this reading doesn't come up for you, doesn't have info specifically for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below, and I'll be happy to shuffle my cards for you. Or if you'd like to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me and I'll be happy to shuffle my cards for you and answer you in private. But let's get into your October reading. Now, happy Halloween for all of you out there that follow that holiday wherever you are in the world. I hope it brings you some joy after the pretty rough year that we've all had. But Virgos, I feel like for you, you've got some pretty wonderful things happening in October anyway. Now, you start out the month maybe having to hang on to your pennies a little bit tightly, or you're kind of putting your money away and saving some money. But the thing with the Four of Cups is it's kind of a card of extremes. So it's either one extreme or the other. You're hanging on to your money really tightly when you don't have to, or money's flying through your fingers when it shouldn't be. Or it's a card where it's kind of, you're showering someone with love and attention, or you're not giving them any love and attention at all. It's either black or white with this card. So the answer isn't maybe, it's always yes or no. So if you've got a question that you've been pondering, there's no in between with this card. So one thing also, when the Four of Pentacles comes into your reading, it does talk about if you are hanging on to money, don't hang on to it so tightly that you're actually missing out on any joy or happiness that it could bring by spending it. Like the Four of Pentacles can be that miser card as well, where you're hanging on to money when you don't have to. But, just be careful you're not frittering it away either. But it really is a card that can talk about being more charitable with your abundance as well. Don't hoard cash for no reason. So if you've got abundance, share it out as well. But it's a situation in October where you're either feeling, you're being excessive or insufficient. It's kind of one of those weird cards where you're just kind of one end of the scale or the other. But it could also mean that you are making large purchases as well in October. So you might need to buy a car, you might be putting a deposit on a home, or even investing. And it talks about well thought out business plans as well. So you might be really wanting to put your money into something that's quite secure and stable, that's going to bring you some return in the future. But it's a good card. There is money around you. Now, you have the Moon card. In fact, you have the Moon and the Sun. Duality, both extremes again here in October. And you've got two twos as well. The Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, again, duality. But here I am jumping all over the place again. But I'm just kind of pointing out sort of themes and that are coming through for you in October. But the Moon asks you to be awake to your intuitive insights. So you will be getting some spiritual messages through, some intuitive messages through. Virgos are very intuitive anyway, but you're really they're going to come through and provide a bit of clarity for you with respect to any particular situation that you might not have been able to be seeing clearly, because the moon can sometimes distort things and not allow us to see things clearly, because things always look different by the light of the moon. But as I said, you've got the sun, and when the sun rises, everything is a lot clearer. But the question of the moon is, what is your subconscious trying to tell you? There are messages that are really coming through for you. And is there something more going on than meets the eye? So really listen to your dreams, go out and meditate, listen to what comes through for you, because there are going to be some messages definitely coming through. But the moon can also talk about a time in your life when you're feeling a little bit uncertain or insecure. But don't worry, because these are just irrational fears and they're unnecessary worries. Virgos worry about everything, so don't be worried, Virgos. It's really, I feel like there's going to be some sort of illumination or some truth coming through for you in October. Now, you've got the Knight of Wands there as well, and the Knight of Wands talks about movement. All knights are movement. And the Knight of Wands is actually one of those cards that comes in and really talks about swift movement and having to make a decision on the fly. So, it's a situation that you hadn't actually anticipated, but it's going to require you to make that decision and move quickly. And it's not necessarily something challenging. This could be something to do with love. You've got the Two of Cups there. And, it could be absolutely something wonderful to consider. You might have two job offers. You might have an offer of love that you've got to make a decision about pretty quickly. But you don't want to make a rash decision. That's kind of the main thing. But you're going to have to come to a conclusion pretty quickly. So try to consider everything. This is where your intuition and your feelings are going to come into play, that they're going to be able to give you the answers that you need to make this decision to be able to move quickly. And once you've considered everything, off you'll go. You'll be able to really make that decision and move on. Now, this can also represent a fire sign. I do see a Cancer here, or a water sign, but it's also a fire sign. So that is a Sagittarian, a Leo, or an Aries in your life in October that is significant. This could be related to that love relationship as well. But as I mentioned, you have the Two of Cups. Now, this is just such a lovely card. And this is a card about falling in love. And, when you get the Ace of Cups, that's kind of that card where you actually meet someone. But the Two of Cups shows that the relationship has actually grown. And it's like two hearts becoming intertwined. And the commitment that you have between you is actually growing deeper, and it's moving to that next level. But it can also talk about two very close friends who've made a connection that will last their entire lives as well. Sorry about that. But this is a card of forgiveness as well. So if you've had any disputes between your loved ones, your lovers, your friends, they're going to fade away. And if you're involved in a relationship as well, that's either romantic or platonic, and things have been strained or a little bit troubled, don't give up, because the situation is really going to resolve itself in a mutual and beneficial way. So that's really promising. And then, as I mentioned, you have one of the best cards in the deck, the Sun. I love the Sun. This is where great epiphanies are possible. You know, you're going to get those sparks of ideas that are going to illuminate your life, your soul, your mind. It's incredible ideas with infinite opportunities, and they're going to enter your consciousness, and you're really going to be able to act on them as well. And the Sun shows, you know, the Sun can represent a fire sign as well, but it represents someone whose self-confidence has really grown and risen and is on the rise as well. So just keep your thoughts positive, because when the Sun shows up, there's no way you won't be successful. And the Sun also talks about, you know, just joy and happiness. And it talks about returning to vibrant physical and emotional health as well. So if you've been feeling under the weather, things are going to really be turning around in October. Now, you've got the Two of Pentacles there. Now, the Two of Pentacles talks about trying to do too much at once. Now, Virgos are amazing at doing a million things at once. And they can be all over the place. They can be just working and looking after the family, and then going out and doing the gardening, and then cleaning the house. And you're one of those people that can do that. But try to slow down a little bit in October. Don't try to do too much. It's like you're juggling your priorities. And, you know, you are one of the few signs that can juggle everything and still be successful at everything. But it may be difficult to do in October. So often it talks about doing too much work, doing multiple jobs, or, you know, you might even be considering moving to from one career to another, you know, that kind of stuff. Juggling money as well in October. And if you are considering, just a side note, if you are considering a career change, it might just be that you should hold off a little bit in October before you make that decision. Just maybe until things financially become a little bit more secure for you is the message of the two there. But if you're experiencing some stress or have some challenges making decisions, then you might benefit with a little bit more of a playful approach as well. You know, you see the person juggling there and doing, you know, being a bit of a, you know, fun trickster kind of person. So think about things outside of the box, and that's going to be helpful if you are feeling like you're having a lot of stress over making a decision there. But that's just a message for some. And then we have the beautiful Queen of Cups. Now, as I said, this is an earth sign, a water sign. This is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And the Queen of Cups is a really deeply emotional card, and it's asking you to care for others, but also you need to nurture yourself just as much. And feelings run really deep when you get the Queen of Cups, and there's likely to be something very significant going on in your relationships, whether they're romantic or platonic. But it's also a card of really profound psychic experiences, and that does tie in with that Moon card. You're really asked to listen to your guidance, feelings, and your intuition very closely. So that's quite a strong message there. But I'm really feeling like nurturing yourself is quite a significant message that is coming through for that card. You really, the Queen of Cups is loving and nurturing, and you need to do that for yourself as well. Now, the Ten of Wands. Now, that talks about the ending of quite a burdensome and exhausting situation that you've had in your life. Now, this can be, you look at the imagery of the Ten of Wands, and this is quite often a standard message, a standard imagery for the card, where you see that person carrying all of those rods on his back. And it talks about just working so hard, and you're not leaving any space for fun or play. And this can talk about people that are often working multiple jobs, or you're a single parent, you're working all day, then coming home and having to look after the kids in the house and cook dinner and all of that. But again, I'm feeling like this is a theme that is coming through for you. You need to have a break. And the Ten of Wands does talk about an ending of this situation. It's kind of like you've been really feeling run down, and it can indicate some health problems as well that's created because of this overwork. I mean, you've got the Sun there, and that talks about the ending of any health issues that you may have. And the Ten of Wands is the card of the ending as well. It's like you've gotten to as worse it can possibly get there, and things are really going to start to change, and you're going to be able to take some time off, or if you can't, you really need to make some time to do that. And also, if you can give other people tasks as well, wherever it's possible, to delegate work to other people, it's really important that you try and do that in October. Now, for your final card, it is Flying Free. What a beautiful message. Now, the affirmation for this card is, I unfurl my wings and fly. So I'm going to read out the meaning here. So, be daring. Cast aside conventions and restrictions. Dance, laugh, explore. Go beyond your predictable behavior and say yes to life. By doing so, you support others in finding their wings. The universe wants you to know you're not on the planet to live a mundane and ordered life. You're here to grow, expand, and step into your extraordinary self. Of course, there are times to live an ordinary life, but there are also moments to fling your arms to the heavens. Choose life on your terms. Clear out mental and emotional fog and move beyond those situations that you have outgrown. Don't unconditionally accept the rules you have placed on yourself or that others have placed on you. That is such a beautiful message. You see that woman in the card on the dove, and she's flying over the sea, being able to soar above and look at the beautiful mountains and just be free of those burdensome situations that you've been in, Virgo. You've got the sun shining. Relax and enjoy October, beautiful Virgos. Have a wonderful month. Love you so much. Bye.